So I'm trying to get a sense of this Kadokawa intent from Sony about a merger or acquisition. I've focused more on the from software side, the gaming side. I talk about gaming. That's kind of the side that I'm into. However, I'm seeing a lot of comments about the anime side. And the one person that is an anime buff that was kind of a colleague, where I work, has basically taken on a different role. So, he and I don't have, a lot of time to actually, talk about a lot of anime. I mean, this gentleman is versed. I mean, I don't know what anybody else on the comment section knows, but there's not even an anime, nor is there a manga that I think you can actually mention that this guy is not into, because he spent his teenage years and his youth, pretty much learning and being very invested in that ecosystem in terms of entertainment and such. He also is a big Dark Souls fan. He'd never even played Elden Ring. He's like, dude, I don't even think I would be able to play that game because of how invested in the Dark Souls games I am, because I just like the traditional way of playing things. So you guys are going to have to guide me, because my anime, manga, and, even that, all of those three proxies guy is now in a different department, and I don't get to see him as much. What I'm sensing, what I'm getting is that there are people who are anime fans that do not want Sony to control Kadokawa having the access to the anime market. And apparently there's an entire ecosystem, and somebody told me to type in Kadokawa and right, Kadokawa anime channel. That's what somebody said to search. Someone said, go ahead and search Kadokawa anime channel. Apparently, there's a huge slew of anime content that is actually out here that they control, different variations. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Apparently, there's a YouTube channel that actually is dedicated to a lot of this content. So I'm guessing that, and I don't know, guys, I don't know anime, so bear with me as I stumble my way with max ignorance through this stuff. But I'm guessing that there are all kinds of different animes in terms of maybe, IPs or, how do you even categorize them that Kadokawa actually does control. And I think this is more than likely what people are saying that PlayStation is trying to go for, and many people do not want to see. And it's interesting to see that some have even said FromSoftware is not even the big, cash out in this whole deal, because for the most part, what are they going to do? They're going to try to make the game exclusive when their biggest audience is on PC. Apparently, they want to control that aspect of media, and there are people who are just saying, nope, they would hate to see it. Some people have actually cussed out PlayStation and on the YouTube YouTube comments. Some people have cussed out FromSoftware. Some people have cussed out all parties involved in this whole conversation. So I'm starting to say, okay, perhaps there is something big about this. So for those of you who are into anime, the different distributors, what is going on. I want to pick your brains. I want to get a sense of what's going on. In the comment section, hit me up. What are your major concerns as to what's going to happen? What animes are heavy hitters that Kadokawa controls that you are, in a sense, adamant that PlayStation will take over? And some of you have said, because PlayStation's HQ is in California, PlayStation has ties to getting funding from investors that are radical about the way they do things. These things, or Sony at least, I guess, these things may affect the way Sony actually, allows for anime to be published. Do some of you think that they're not going to allow for anime to be published in the traditional sense? Is that some of the hesitation that I'm seeing here? And again, like I said, all I can do is just ask questions so that I can get a sense as to what may be going on. Because again, after all was said and done, even when I looked at the PC side and looked at the way games are being published and all of that stuff, it didn't make any sense that we were going to be seeing PlayStation try to maybe put FromSoftware games as exclusives. Maybe once in a while they'll take a game and kind of dangle in front of everybody and say, hey, come buy a console or two. But I mean, if they were to get the company, that probably is going to be what it is. But again, like I said, I'm not really, too concerned about that, because there are just so many games in the industry. What needs to happen is the indie scene needs to be able to have a pipeline and a platform to be able to break out. That's what they need in terms of their marketing. In terms of a platform, they have Steam, where they can make their games available. But now they just need breakout level platform that's going to pretty much put a lot of these indie games on a bigger stage that gamers can actually see. But this is very interesting as an ongoing topic across the board. Now, again, I don't really know how regulations work and regulators work in Japan. So I guess the question is, are the regulators going to just let this, if this deal were to maybe, if Kadokawa were to say, sure, you can, acquire our company and all sorts, is it just going to fly through? Are there going to be any considerations in the EU? Are there any other companies that actually distribute anime and distribute manga? Are they going to be able to, raise any concerns? Or is it just going to be a thing that's going to just fly by? So these are the, questions that are pertinent here in this whole conversation. And I'm going to be doing my own reading as well and doing my own research. I think someone on the comment section also said they don't know why no one is actually reporting that the anime is actually the big piece of the pie here. Well, again, if you guys have noticed, the games media largely does not hold PlayStation's feet to the fire, nor do they hold Sony's feet to the fire. They have them all bagged for the most part. That's just the reality at the end of the day. So again, that could be a symptom of, the entire challenge in the industry, where for the most part, when news needs to be made known, gamers don't know it yet. The press has muscles when it comes to anything Xbox and Microsoft is doing. So these are all kinds of interesting considerations at the end of the day that show us that the scales may not necessarily be balanced, but really it's not that big of a deal as to the scales. What is very important here is what consumer concerns are out here. And I guess it's a reality. People are going to have to act accordingly, but I'd love to hear the concerns that make people actually see this and cringe in some cases. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.